In this video, I'm going to teach you how to do a double crochet. So we're going to start just as always, like that. Oh, so I forgot to make my circle. So I'm going to make a circle around these two fingers, just as a little review. Put that tail in between the circle and pull it up, and there you go. So we're going to start out, as always, with a chain stitch, and we're going to do 10 again. So I'm going to wrap that around my fingers, hold my work here, and make 10 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, actually, that first one counts as 1, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. So that first chain counted as 1. So that's my base. That's how wide my little whatever I'm making is going to be. Now, when I start with a double crochet, this time I'm going to chain 3. So there's where I ended right there. 1, 2, 3, and that counts as my first stitch. Now the reason this is called a double crochet is I'm going to do things twice. So I'm going to yarn over. Now that's my first stitch there. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go in this fourth one right there. And if I did this right, when I get to the end, I should have 10 across the top. Let's just see. Okay, so I put it through there, I yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, and pull it through 2 again. Now this one looks a little crooked, but it's going to straighten out in a minute. So let's do that again. Yarn over, put it in the next little hole, yarn over again. See how I've got 3? I'm going to pull it through there once, pull it through there twice. That gives me a double crochet. Let's do it again. Yarn over, go in the next little hole, bring it up. There's my 3 loops. I go through 2, I go through 2. And by the way, notice I'm using the right hook this time. It's working a lot better. Okay. Here we go. Yarn over, through that hole, pull it up, yarn over, and pull it through 2, yarn over, and pull it through 2. Yarn over, put it through the next little hole, pull it through 2, pull it through 2. So here's our next little hole we're going to go through right there. Yarn over. See, it looks like we ought to go through there, but that one's in there. It's just pulled a little bit because we're working on it right now. Go through there, yarn over, pull it through 2, pull it through 2. Look at how it's looking. See, this is taller than the single crochet, and you've got more space in between these. Let's finish this out. I'm going to yarn over, put it through the next little hole, pull it up, 3 loops, pull it through 2, pull it through 2. Here's the next little hole right there. Yarn's wanting to get knotted on me. Okay. There's the next little hole right there. Whoops, there's the end. Look at there. Now let's count and see if we did it right. You never know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, well, let's just see. All right, I ended that row. Now, see, I got to turn this over like that. This is the back side. See how it's kind of bumpy? Look at the difference between this and this. This is smoother. When I teach you how to make a granny square, you're going to be able to see the difference. But right now, we don't care. Okay, so that's the back. So here's my loop coming out. And so I'm always going to start with when I'm doing a double crochet. Oh, this is just not wanting to cooperate. Let's try one more time. Okay. All right. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to go in. Here's where I always get confused. Let's just see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, that'll be right because this one counts as 1. Okay, now see how this hole looks right here? That's the hole right there that we're going in. It's between these two things. Well, actually underneath right there. So we're going to do the same stitch that we were doing. So pull through 2, pull through 2. Wrap around, go in that hole right there, wrap around again, pull through 2, pull through 2. Wrap around, there's the hole right there. See how you got a little thing there and a little thing there? You're going right there in the middle. How's that for sophisticated little thing? All right, we're going to go in that hole right there now. Now, let's give it a try again. Through there, and we're going to go all the way to the end. And that hole right there. And here's the last one. This one's a little confusing looking, but we're going to go right in there. Sometimes it just doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, now let's get all that out of the way. That's my refrigerator making noise. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. There are people on the internet who have all kinds of fancy ways to make this super straight. Right now we're just trying to figure out how to make a double crochet. All right, we're going to do this one more time, and then I'm going to show you when you finish something what happens to this little tail down here. I'll tighten that up, by the way. All right, let's turn it over. And when we start a new row with a double crochet, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, this right here is my next one. Now see how they're kind of stacking on top of each other? It's going to go right in there on top of that other stitch. Just like Sorry, I keep moving off the camera. So just kind of a disclaimer for y'all. I'm not a super fussy crochet person. I mostly just crochet washcloths. And I used to make baby hats a lot. But I don't really make garments because I don't have that much patience. But I do like to make granny squares and sew them together into an afghan. One time we went to Scotland and I bought some wool there, some wool yarn, and we were on a tour bus, and so I got myself a crochet hook, and all over Scotland I crocheted granny squares, and when I got home I sewed them all together and made my own souvenir from my trip. All right, let's see what's going on here. I think that's where I've got to go, but let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. So this one on the end is just always a little tricky. Let's see if we can get it in there. Now, let's say you wanted to make a scarf or something. You make it as wide as you want, and you just keep on going until that scarf is as long as you want it to be. That's the double crochet. So if you're like me and you like to finish things fast, this works up really fast. But when we learn how to make a granny square, we're going to use the stitch. And we're going to use the chain stitch, and that's all in the world we'll do. Now let's talk about what to do with this little tail here. First thing you don't want to do is use it to crochet with instead of this thread here. Have I ever done that before? Yes. And I've done it in knitting too. Okay, so here, these are yarn needles. Right here. So if you look at them, they're blunt and they've got a big eye. That one's metal, this one's plastic. But this is good with real bulky stuff. I think with what we're doing, I'm going to use this one. It kind of slides in and out better. So I'm going to thread it with the end of my yarn. And again, remember, I'm not like a persnickety kind of crochet person. Mostly I make washcloths, and I just want to make sure this isn't going to come out. So my stuff isn't always beautiful, but it holds together. So on the back of your work, you're just going to kind of, see how you're just sort of weaving it under some of those stitches like that? This is called weaving in your ends. Because you don't want to just cut that knot right there, because if you do, it's going to come loose. We want to weave in that end, and we don't want to see it. So see how I pulled it through there? Now what I like to do, just for a little extra, make sure if it's gone through the washing machine 100 times that this isn't going to come through, is I'll go over this one right here and then come back under there again. Don't have to do it very far. Okay, so that's woven in there real good. And so what we're going to do now is, oops, we're just going to clip that. Be careful not to clip anything else. Well, those clippers are sorry. I'll have to go get something better to off. All right, now let's say I'm still working on this. This is going to be a knife-long scarf, and somehow the dog runs through and gets trapped in all your yarn, and this happens. No, what am I going to do? Well, with crochet, it's super easy. With knitting, not so much. But all you do is you just find your next little loop on top, and you just pick back up where you left off. So, oh, we can do this because we love our dog. We don't want to be mad at him, and he's just having fun. Or cat. Cats love this stuff, or little children. And one of my granddaughters, well, two of them actually, when I'd be knitting or crocheting, they'd love to sit at my feet and get, oops, I moved off the camera, and get my scissors and cut my yarn. So I had to learn to hide the scissors. They just had a thing for cutting yarn. Sometimes I give them their own little ball of yarn and some little child scissors and let them just have a good old time cutting yarn. But I don't want them cutting this yarn. There you go. That's the double crochet. You've learned a lot. Have fun trying it out. And our next thing is going to be how to make a granny square. And there are millions and millions of kinds of granny squares, but the one I'm going to show you is just the classic. Okay, bye.